Shout out to Usher.
Boy, we should
What's
have been
going
going
on?
live about 2 minutes ago, boy. We pressed that one. Hey, I wish I was
Hey,
behind the scenes listening to this conversation, but we saved a little bit of heat for the live stream today. What's up, everybody? It's the
yeah, what's
WTF
going
Live
on?
Wednesday
You
live
already
stream
know.
here on the WTF Academy. This is me, Coach Dimitri, and the one and only Mr. WTF, Coach Big E.
Man.
Um, yeah, as
Hey,
y'all
we
can
got
see
a
from
hot
the
one today,
thumbnail.
y'all.
Yeah, that thumbnail, man. Who made that thumbnail? Was that you, man? Was it all you?
I'm a little
Man.
crazy like that, man. I
Okay,
got a
all
little
right.
creativeness in this
Yeah.
old dome.
Hey man, listen, y'all. Hey, everything that y'all see is just us two. You know, we've made it this far just on the sweat of our brow. We've had help here and there, man, but you and I have been the common denominators to making this whole movement happen. And I call it a movement, man, because we're out to help people discover whatever success means in their life. And we all know that everything in life has been done once before in some form or another. The Bible says that there is nothing new under the sun, and we're here to help people figure out those formulas for success that other people have discovered in their life, and just to kind of help them translate those same formulas and to replicate some form of success, whatever that may look like in their own life. And yes, I just want to go ahead and kind of, well, prior to us getting started, just give you your kudos, man, for that thumbnail, because that's some professional stuff, man. I like that.
Hey, man, I don't know where it come from. I ain't never been artistic or nothing, man. I just the brain, hey, it comes from on high. That's all I can say.
That's it. That's
You
it.
know, for those that don't believe or agree with that, then I feel sorry for you.
It is what it is, man. And so kind of walk us down the path of this Kansas City thing, man. Like that's your neck of the woods. And I did a little bit of research, and I saw it on the news here and there, but it wasn't really pushed, man. So can you give us some
Man,
insights since you're a local up there?
hey, and you know what? Shout out to the people that did say something about this and brought this to the forefront where it should have been. Kansas City is a small Midwest town. There is not a big metropolitan area. It's a nice town. They have some bad areas in it. I've been in Kansas City a lot, visited quite a bit. Never had an issue when I was in KC. And KC definitely ain't as bad as St. Louis. Let me just say that for the record. St. Louis is a whole nother level when it
I can
comes
attest
to
to that.
violence and poverty, and it's just a lot, but and again, shout out to the Kansas City Chiefs out there. They did their thing. They had a great run at the Super Bowl dynasty, black quarterback. I love that. And it's beautiful. And they have a great stadium up there. I've been in it. They do a lot of tailgating. Like, they really love their Kansas City Chiefs. I got to give them that. Again, I'm not a fan. This is Pittsburgh Steelers all day.
The terrible
No,
tile.
no, let me make sure that's right. The terrible tile. We still nation.
Absolutely.
So don't ever forget that part. But no, this is something serious, you all. So after the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl, they had a parade in Kansas City, and Coach Dimitri has some of the facts, but as it was stated, there was over 1 million people there to celebrate their winning team. And during that celebration, there were people that were murdered and shot, including children. And from what I understand, that the shooters were teenagers. Now, you all know here at the WTF, we have a soft spot for the teens and for the parents. So, our condolences to the people who lost their lives or who were shot, to the families out there. You all didn't deserve this, and it should have never have happened, because we're winning and we're celebrating the win, the Super Bowl being the hardest thing to win, because all the other sports have series. They have a 7-game series, a 5-game series. In the Super Bowl, it's one and done. and they were losing for the whole first half of that game and came back and won. So great victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. But then when they came home, things just went crazy. And now we have a couple of teenagers, a couple of young people in prison facing life. And my problem, I mean, we know murders happen every day in the United States. I'm not saying anything about that. My biggest concern is, and not to be insensitive to the families because it's still a tragedy for them, but my biggest concern is why no one is talking about this. Like, we go for weeks talking about the commercials. What was the best commercial in the Super Bowl? Kanye sold $20 million worth of Yeezys. And I've been seeing this pop up everywhere. Usher did his thing. Alicia Keys, he was hugged up on. Everybody's talking about that. But I ain't been hearing nobody talk about these people who were killed and shot. And we're talking about kids. And I asked myself, why? Why is that? And I have my theories on why
Hey, man,
this
share it with us, bro. Hey, man, this is what these lives are for, man. Listen, we're not gonna hold back, man. Give us what you think it is.
It's fear. And here's what I mean by fear. The NFL is a billion, like $100 billion industry. And all these reporters, all these newscasts, the ESPNs, the Foxes, the NFL network, all have contracts with the NFL. And if you do anything to impact that bottom line, they will cancel you. Anybody remember Colin Kaepernick? The same team that was facing Kansas City, the San Francisco 49ers, was the last team that he was on, and the NFL blackballed this guy. They whiteballed him because none of the owners would bring him back. And all he did was take a knee. He ain't kill nobody. He ain't. I mean, look at all the NFL players that have DWIs, vehicle homicide, rapes, all these things. Look at Antonio Brown, how many opportunities he's got. And he got all type of crazy stuff going on with him. All because Colin Kaepernick took a knee against police brutality. And the NFL hated that so much that they blackballed that man, and he took San Francisco to a Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl quarterback in the prime of his life and his career, and nobody would touch him. Why? Everybody was afraid. Every owner in the NFL, number one, is white. We just got Magic Johnson to be a partial owner, and we have a Latino guy who's a partial owner. Other than that, white, just like the presidents. And these owners, as they call them, owners, that sounds like some slave master stuff to me. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. But these owners all came in cahoots. What they call that word when you come in?
A conspiracy. I think that's what it is.
It's like because I gotta figure that word.
It's a conspiracy when people listen. Let me break this down because first of all, let me go ahead and touch on this because you were talking about the kneeling, and I brought this up because recently kneeling kind of came back into the NFL, but it was for a different cause. So I just want to go ahead and point out that they're not against the kneeling; it's the purpose behind the kneeling. And Colin Kaepernick was ostracized because of the purpose he was kneeling for. So I want to go ahead and just touch bases on that really quick. But what you were talking about is a conspiracy, and by definition, we can pull it up. But it's when two or more parties come together or conspire or collude or work on something.
That was it. That was the word.
Yeah.
Collusion.
Yeah, but it's all the same thing. So when people say, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist," no, this is not a conspiracy theory. It's a fact. It's a conspiracy fact because a conspiracy is nothing but two or more people coming together to make a desired thing happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a conspiracy is. But the theory part is what they tend to use to debunk people and make them seem like they're crazy quacks people, you know what I'm saying, that don't know what they're talking about. They throw that theory in there, but it's actually conspiracy fact. But go ahead. I didn't want to cut you cut your
No, you
motion.
cut me off perfectly, bro. And here's my problem. And I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, you all. Um, here's my problem with all of this is that why are we not talking about it? Why am I not seeing this on IG, on TikTok, on Facebook? And if you do, it goes away so fast. Even the social media outlets, they don't want to talk about this. They probably won't even push this one out because we're talking about it. Because, oh, we don't want to glamorize a tragedy. Man, all they talk about on social media is rape, murder, sex, drugs. That's all they talk about. But when we talk about certain things that impact that bottom line of that NFL, oh, we don't want to mess with the money, y'all. It's cool if we just talking about it, and George Floyd and all these others are getting murdered by police. We're where the Black Lives Movement at about this? Like, I ain't heard nothing. And maybe, I don't watch TV, you all. I look a little bit on my phone and get updated with things. But I did watch that Super Bowl, who had the highest ratings of all Super Bowls and the most viewed of all the Super Bowls. Now, as you stated, I don't know the population of Kansas City, but it ain't 1 million people. But there were 1 million fans there rooting for their team, and people got murdered and shot, including little kids. Give us some of those facts, man, of who got hit and all these, because people need to know, because we're framing this for a reason, you all. We want you all to have the facts and the stats, not just my big head opinion. I want you all to know what really happened.
Yeah. So I actually looked up maybe like 3 or 4 different news clips, just trying to get a holistic view of what happened from different perspectives. And they said it was around, like you said, about 1 million fans there. And they said the population of Kansas City is roughly like 500,000. So it's double the people that the city in total actually has that was in that one consolidated area. So that's for one. And they also said that it was about 800 armed police officers there. That's what was alarming as well. So people think that the cops are going to keep you safe. No, we have to learn to police our own community and police ourselves. And it doesn't always mean violence. It does mean defending yourself in a lot of aspects, but policing our own community starts inside of our household. Like these teens, if they had a mentor, a coach to look up to, would this have happened? Who knows? But we know that statistically, if they don't have a positive male role model or a positive role model to look up to, in general, they're more likely to do things like this, to harm others, to shoot, cause violence, different things like that, sell drugs, do drugs. So that much we do know. So the cops ain't gonna save you. We have to take it upon ourselves as parents and as leaders to be able to get through to these young people. And that's why we're here at the WTF Academy to do that. Of course, we can't be everywhere at the same time, but that's why we do everything virtually, so we can reach as many people as possible to prevent things like this from happening in different parts of the country.
Absolutely, you are. And guess where it all starts? Yeah, some of y'all ain't gonna like this. It starts at home. These kids didn't go buy them guns. They got it from home. And as a parent, what type of child you got. I know for a fact right now, of the 3 teenagers that I have, none of them are about to get a gun and go shoot nobody, because I know their mentality. These boys ain't even been into a fight. So if you got a wild one and you just allowing them to be wild, it's your fault too. And you say, I can't do nothing with them. Well, guess what? That's why you have these programs with men like me and Dimitri and the other coaches that can talk to them, that they will respect, because these kids their lives are gone. They're going to live the rest of their life in prison, probably being turned out. Now the parents got to deal with their children being in prison, not to mention the people who lost their lives. Think of the kids that were shot at a celebration, the mental damage that it done to a child who witnessed a shootout at a celebration. Come on, y'all. And we say, you hear parents say, I can't do nothing with them, and they want to point the finger at the kids. The kids didn't make those guns. The kids didn't buy those guns because there's kid laws. So who really is to blame? It's enough to go around with everyone. But the whole goal of this is to highlight something that was tragedy, that was tragic, that happened in the United States at a celebration for a Kansas City. And again, it real close to me. I got family in Kansas City. I got people, friends in Kansas City. And you're so afraid you can't go outside to celebrate a win with your football team without something like this happening. And all these police sitting around, but they'll pull over anybody else. They'll police the ones that look like they're going to do this and do that. People ain't doing nothing. But then you letting people walk around shoot. I mean, up to 20 people got injured and shot. And guess what? The police didn't even stop them. It was some regular, innocent people that detained the shooters. The police didn't even detain them. How is this possible?
Gotta police ourselves.
It was Good Samaritans that, quote, Good Samaritan, but we ain't even gonna talk about that. But it was Good Samaritans that stopped the shooters, who still had the burners on them, with 800 police. Like, come on, you all. But again, why we ain't talking about it? Think of how much money Kansas City made with the million people that came to Kansas City. Because you know, it wasn't even half the population of Kansas City people, because half of them don't care about the Chiefs. So we had about 800,000 visitors to the city of Kansas City. And how much money did they bring to Kansas City? Now, we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, who are a dynasty, have won 3 Super Bowls and predicted to win one next year. Do you think they want people to know about that in the event they celebrate again? Bottom line, lives get lost, and they don't care about that when it comes to the dollar sign. A lot of people don't, some do. And what we're saying here at the WTF, you all, is even if you don't want to rock with us, there's other mentoring groups out there. There are other men out there that can save our children from ending up in prison for the rest of their lives, or save some innocent people, some babies who got shot. How would you feel if your 5-year-old took a bullet? What damage would that do to that baby for the rest of their lives? Think of that. See, we don't think about stuff like that when we say, oh, it was 20 people who were injured and shot and, you know, all these different things. We don't think about the collateral damage. Well, they do, but their collateral damages, we don't want this to get out and get a lot of pub, because this is going to impact our bottom line. Now people don't even want to come visit Kansas City. Now people may not want to come to the celebration of the Super Bowl. Bottom line, bottom line, bottom line. It ain't about the lives lost. It's about the money lost, you all. And if we know these big machine corporations like the billion, trillion dollar NFL that will blackball Colin Kaepernick, but allow all these DWI drivers, these drug addicts, these rapists to go in the NFL and have a great career. But a man just took a kneel. He gets blackballed, but they allow, like, it's something going on with these owners that's all white. Come on, y'all. Like, it's just like the golf with the Masters. I hate that. I hate that tournament because it's called the Masters down in Georgia, in your state.
It's
And they
right down the
still
street from
call
where I stay.
they still
Absolutely.
call it Masters because it used to
Yep.
be where the
Mm.
slave masters played, and they didn't let no black folks play, and they still use that label. This is for the Masters. That's why I'm wearing my red Nike for Tiger Woods, who went to the Masters and crushed their ass. Man, let me. Ooh.
Hey man, hey bro, like that's everything you saying is, spot on, man. And what I want to just interject really quick. I know we've said a lot on this call so far, everybody, and I want to just remind y'all to check out our website, WTFMA.com. That's What's the Formula Mentoring Academy.com. It's right below on this banner down here, and that's our hub. Everything is on there. We just launched the podcast a couple of weeks back. It's gaining some really hot traction. It's something that y'all want to definitely tune into. We upload new podcasts at least once or twice every single week. We're talking about a myriad of different things, a plethora of different things, and we're going to be having our first guest come on really, really soon. So keep an eye out for that. And if you have any questions about what we have going on, or if you want to reach out to us via our website, just hit the contact button, send us a message. We'll get it, and we'll get back to you within about 24 hours. But
and you can become a guest. Hit the podcast link. You can become a guest on the podcast. If you have a story that will teach people success formulas, hey, we want to hear from you. You could be next.
Absolutely. And listen, that could be anybody from a stay-at-home mom to your corporate engineer. It doesn't matter. Don't discount yourself. And I must admit, and Ernest will, vouch for this. Like, I discounted a lot of the information that I knew for a long time simply because I've been in it. I've kind of, gotten used to reading what I've known and, just staying in that realm. So I just took what I knew for granted. And, Ernest kind of shined that light on me. He said, hey, bro, like what everybody doesn't know. And, that stuck with me. And the same thing goes for y'all. What you all know, everybody does not know. I don't care what niche is in, what industry is in. We want to hear from you because we want to learn. We love to learn because that's how we help our clients, our mentees, and their parents. Right. And that's one thing that I wanted to kind of chime in too while you were cooking. I don't want to stop your flow, man, but just taking that accountability for our children is a big step for parents to do, fathers and mothers, simply because our kids, our children follow our example. They see a lot more than what they lead on to see, so and they tend to mimic a lot too, because they're trying to find their own groove in this life, and they tend to mimic what the parents see, what the parents do first and foremost, because they are around y'all the most, and y'all have the most influence, whether they listen to you in your face or whether they acknowledge that they listen to you or not. They're definitely picking up on what you are doing and your actions. So that's why we push, taking consistent action in a direction that you want to see your team go. All that do as I say, not as I do, that has to go out the window. That's old school thinking. Like, we know better now, right? It's too much information out here for us to continue to, think like the boomers and the silent generation was thinking. Like, they did the best they could do based off of what they knew, right? Mm-hmm. So now we know better, so we have to do better, right? Absolutely. So let's go ahead and do that and take accountability for the things that we do in front of our kids, and the actions that we take in front of them, and that's the only way that we can really get better as leaders and parents.
Absolutely. Bro, you said, hey, shout out to Dimitri, y'all. Drop some fire signs in the chat. Anybody that's rewatching this, leave a comment. If you know somebody that you want to have on the show, on the podcast, just go to the website. It's on the ticker down there. Because listen, you all, we don't care if it's one person. If you save one life, that's all that matters. We don't have to have this big parade with a ton of people. We're trying to save the world. We would love to, but if we could save one teenager, one group of parents from going down, because some of you parents, you remember what your parents taught you. That don't work. It's not going to work for all of them. So if you know you're struggling with your parenting, even if you don't have a teen, you may have a preteen. If you're struggling, then reach out to us, go to the website, and guess what, you all? We're not like some of these other shady folks that's trying to dig in your pocket. It don't cost you a dime. We got a curriculum. We have a community. It doesn't cost you a dime. We have a parenting program, and we have a program for the teens and the preteens. And you can get them enrolled and get them going and get them some coaching and some mentorship from people like me and Coach Dimitri and a few others, where we can help be that voice that if they ain't listening to you, then I bet you they'll listen to me.
I know they will.
Hey, you listening to me right now. You listening to Coach Dimitri. So we can get your attention. I bet you we can get their attention. I guarantee success if they follow the program. That's what we do. We guarantee it. And it don't cost you a penny. All we ask you to do is pay attention.
Hey, and that's the strongest currency, y'all.
Yeah, we don't look, we know what the world is. We know the economy right now. So we don't charge the individuals, we charge the entities. You know, we get funded by the entities, by the big corporations and things like that. But we need you guys' support, because you know somebody in your family, everybody that's on this live right now, watching this replay, listening to this on the podcast, you know somebody in your circle, in your family, that needs some coaching and some mentoring to help with these young people. You know it. You know you do. And what we're saying is send them. It's a quick WTFMA.com. You cannot go wrong with that. And there's a link. You click the button to contact us, set up the call, and we'll get them going. And there's incentives by being a part of the program. Not only do we not charge you, they gonna get them a little bit of something, but I don't want you to come because you want to get something, you know, a little few coins in your pocket. I want you to come because you want to get some help. But we know the world we live in, everybody likes a little extra. You know I'm extra. My wife, I told my wife when I first met her, I said, I'm gonna let you know I'm extra. She had a purse that had extra on it and sent me a picture. I said, boy, that's my baby right
now. A match made in heaven right now. Shout out to the Queen Chrissy. Shout out to Antonia. Shout out to everybody tuning in.
Appreciate y'all support.
Under the sound of our voice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. So hey, we're about to come to an end, you all. So again, I want to wrap it up and say this, that it's a tragedy what happened in Kansas City. And I know it happens in a lot of the big metropolitan cities. And we can't overlook that. And I don't want us to stick our head in the sand like an ostrich and let life come around and keep kicking us in our ass. Like, it's time to get your head out the sand and say, we have a problem and we want to save these babies. I don't care if you're not a parent. You got to be inhumane to not care about children. Like, we all got, like, come on. If you don't care about children, don't ever listen to us again. Like, just don't even join our lives no more. We don't want your energy here. We want the people who actually care and who show up, because you all show up for us. And again, we humbly thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's a lot of things coming. We got the books. There's so much I don't even want to talk about right now.
Just go to the website. You'll see everything in there.
Go to the website. That's right.
Go to the website. Hey, we ain't got to say nothing else. Hey,
that's right, man. Y'all. Love it, man. But hey, thank you all, again, for listening to us and always supporting us. We see you out there. We appreciate you. Even you silent ones out there that don't say nothing. We see you watching. Some of y'all told me that you be watching us, and we appreciate y'all too. But Dimitri, man, you the man. Take us on up out of here, $100,000.
Hey, I love it. I love it. We have made it another WTF Live Wednesday, another successful live. Hopefully y'all like the different formats. We're trying something different this year, trying to, loosen it up, make it more personal so y'all can see our personalities more, because last year we were a little bit, formal, but we know that y'all like to see personality and see who we are so y'all can trust us with y'all's teams and with yourself and with your attention when y'all come and join our academy. All right. And I say win because y'all are going to join. It's free. You ain't got nothing to lose.
And it's virtual.
It's virtual. So listen, if you're all about self-improvement, go to our website, check us out, hit us up, check out our podcast, and apply to be a guest because we want to talk to you. And I'm sure the world wants to hear what you have to say. All right. So without further ado, thank you for joining us for another WTF Live Wednesday, where WTF not only means what's the formula, but it also means our mantra, which is winning takes focus. Until next Wednesday, stay focused, keep winning.
Peace, y'all.